picked up the Chinese basically spreading falsehoods about Western vaccines, that they can't be trusted. I think the
What's historic about the pandemic we are in now is the use of technology and social media on a massive scale to keep the public informed. But those platforms are also being used to spread disinformation and conspiracies about the virus. Jeff Semple has more on how Canadians can break the chain of misinformation.
Dr. Joy Hatley is fighting COVID-19 on two fronts. Caring for patients at this Ontario hospital while also battling a parallel pandemic.
Why do you lie on your news?
Of disinformation. Claims COVID-19 is a hoax.
It's now affecting my ability to care for my patients because there's a trust factor and there's an uncertainty on their part. It's a topic of conversation at most dinner tables.
Including her own. Hatley started hearing COVID conspiracies from members of her own family. Her father sharing videos like this one.
It's about creating fear so that people will not ask any questions.
With widely debunked claims that the COVID-19 test is fake and that Bill Gates is secretly inserting trackable microchips into the vaccines.
So I went back to my dad and I said, Dad, I'm sort of worried about you. Like, that's just nuts. Because people are afraid.
This expert in conspiracies says that the pandemic has produced a perfect storm of fear, frustration, and isolation, with more time spent online.
It's not people who are uneducated or people who are, on the lowest end of the socioeconomic tiers. It's people everywhere that are being brought into this.
The COVID conspiracy super spreaders include an eclectic mix of anti-vaxxers, as well as anti-immigrant and far-right hate groups. And much of their disinformation is now focused on vaccines.
We've picked up the Chinese basically spreading falsehoods about Western vaccines, that they can't be trusted. I think the wider concern is that if these groups continue, what impact will that have on Canadians wanting to get vaccinated?
Dr. Hatley says that's what worries her the most.
And you think this can't happen in Canada? How does this happen in our country?
Conspiracy theories, thought to exist on the fringes, are reaching into the homes of ordinary Canadians, threatening to undermine the pandemic response. Jeff Semple, Global News, Toronto.
And be sure to tune into Jeff's story on The New Reality. He speaks to a young woman whose mother became a conspiracy theorist during the pandemic. That's tomorrow at 7 p.m. right here on Global. Up next, decoding in different dimensions.